You did a great job. I did miss you.
Okay.
I want us to be more intimate.
One huge thing for me is time spent.
Having sex like 4 times a year also affects me.
Okay, well, maybe you need to spend time with me.
And experiencing things together.
What is what you would consider us actually hanging
Doing
out?
an activity.
Experiencing things together.
Making dinner together.
I need you.
I need you.
You're the only person that I'm wanting to hang out with more.
You need to be my number one.
You need to be my number one.
That would be cool, but
I never get to hang out with you and have it be us.
I want to stare into those creepy white eyes of yours and bump other things. But I can't do that if I don't feel that closeness.
Okay.
Because I cannot have sex with somebody who feels like a stranger.
If I don't feel that closeness, it's really hard to just be like, oh yeah.
Well, I'm down. I'm down for that closeness.
I want to be closer to Tom, emotionally, physically, in an intimate way.
I want that emotional and physical intimacy.
So, let's go make some magic happen.
Let's go make some magic happen.
Can I keep my crown on?
Can I keep mine on?
Can I keep mine on?
Hey, what's up? I'm here to talk. Oh my god. The air's on. I'm screaming. Hey, what's up? I'm here to talk more Vanderpump Rules. We're talking about episode 14 now. I'm pretty sure episode 14. It is called There's Something About Her. So let's get right into it. I'm trying to get this out before the next episode comes out in a few days. The episode starts with Ariana and Katie, and they're planning a party because they're gonna open their sandwich shop soon. It's a little sneak peek of what's to come, and everybody will be trying their sandwiches, and then they're gonna be heading to Sir afterwards for drinks. I'm only gonna be talking about the most relevant things like I always say. So anyways, in this scene, Katie and Ariana are talking basically about the Lala conversation, about the barbecue, the one that Lala and Ariana had when Scandoval was lying, and Ariana basically squashes it. She doesn't want to have any issues, and she doesn't like that people are talking about her relationship. So that whole problem and whatever is squashed. So that whole situation, Ariana basically puts an end to it in this scene. Hopefully, no more talking about her relationship. Little does she know. The next scene is Raquel and Charlie, and they go shopping at some store that apparently Raquel loves to go to. This is where she purchases her lightning bolt. She decided to copy him and get the same one. I don't think that they planned this out. She just took it upon herself to buy the same piece of jewelry and flaunt what she's doing in everybody's faces. How sweet. Raquel is beginning to show her true colors, and it's pretty creepy. Raquel and Charlie are going shopping, and Raquel says, I love retail therapy.
It's like retail therapy right now.
Oh my god, I love retail therapy.
I think you need real therapy. Sorry, I just couldn't help myself. I think it's funny too because Charlie is asking like, how was Tom Tom, the event that you went to? Who was invited?
How was Tom Tom yesterday?
It was fun.
It was all there.
Because she was not invited to this event. It's so funny. I was wondering last episode, like, who invites her? Does she just show up? So it's kind of funny that we see here she was not invited, and she starts asking about the sandwich event, and she's like, well, who's going? What's gonna happen? Because again, she's not invited.
Wait, did you get an invite tomorrow to the sandwich shop? No.
But then she just says like, well, I'm gonna be working. It's sad that I would rather work than go to something. It's like, I think you would love to go, Charlie, but you're not invited to this one, girl. I wonder if she regrets talking all this smack with Raquel after what goes down, you know? I'm kind of curious. Like, she's probably getting interviews now, which she's happy about. Loves the attention. Raquel says that Katie's mom, Terry, was rude to her when she said hi to her at Christina Kelly's event, and it shows a flashback, and I don't think Terry's rude. Like, it could have been a lot worse. She says, like, hi, how are you? But that's not okay for Raquel.
When I said hi to Katie and her mom, hi.
Hi, Katie.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Terry.
Hi. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good.
I can see where Katie gets it from.
I think it's awkward that Raquel's even trying to say hi to them, to be honest. Charlie says, like, I guess you guys are gonna be on opposite sides of the room, and Raquel's like, yeah, I guess.
We're all gonna sit on opposite sides.
That was
weird.
very that, yeah.
and she acts kind of strange about this, which is so dumb. It's like, you guys are not friends. Of course you're going to be on opposite sides of the room. And when she talks to Ariana later, she says like, I understand like Katie and Lala will never be friends and we can not talk. That's fine. Okay, but right now at this moment, she's complaining that they were on opposite sides not talking and that's weird. It's like, no, it's not weird. If you're going to be in the same group with people and you decided that you guys cannot be friends, like you tell Ariana later, then that's not weird. Charlie's like, wait, did you get an invite to the sandwich thing? Because she didn't get an invite. This is where Raquel gets the infamous lightning bolt. So it's not a purchase her and Tom Sandoval made together. She bought it on her own. He's already been wearing his throughout this season, and she just buys something to match him. I said that she would do that because, like I said, Sandoval will not wear something that he did not pick out himself. So it's kind of awkward and weird that Raquel would decide to start matching with him during the affair. Like, she didn't decide to buy this jewelry like when they come out later or when him and Ariana break up. No, you decide to wear this jewelry while you're deceiving your friend, while you're in the midst of the season. Like, the whole timing of it is kind of creepy. And it's funny because this would have been the season finale if they didn't have to pick up filming and add another episode. So in this season finale, I don't think this lightning bolt purchase would really be relevant. Like, yes, it's out of her price range. It's a cute little scene between them, but I don't think they would have had time to show this scene. It's really not important. The only reason that this scene got light is because of what they're doing. So that's pretty crazy if you think about it like that. The whole time I was watching this, I was just thinking like, wow, this would have been the last episode. Let's see how everybody looks in this. And everybody looks pretty good overall. Like, Raquel would have left this season looking pretty decent, you know, a little bit confused about what she should do and like a good friend, I guess, to Schwartz. But she would have looked a little bit like a drama queen because there's no reason for her to approach Katie when she does later on in this episode. So that's kind of an issue. But Katie and Lala definitely have been redeemed. It's crazy that she actually splurges for the lightning bolt. Like, girl, it's not that cute. Like, wow, you're willing to even throw down extra money to continue this little lie and deceit that you're doing and buy a lightning bolt to prove it. How awesome of Raquel. She's just the worst. And then I was dying. Oh my gosh. The next scene is the Toms at Tom Tom complaining that they can't open on time and nobody understands how hard it is to open a restaurant because, you know, Lisa Vanderpump and others don't have restaurants that open when they're supposed to, right? Oh wait, they do. And Lisa Vanderpump is even confused why you can't open. So
Just open, what's the problem? I'm like, dude, you don't know what that entails, man.
even people that understand the restaurant business don't understand what you guys are doing. Anyways, I'm just dying because they're like, this booth.
Oh, wow.
Now that this booth is here, we can open.
She's finally here.
Look at this beautiful thing we created, dude. This booth.
This is the last final piece we needed. This booth.
It's the last missing piece of the puzzle that is Schwartz and Sandy's.
Every time I walk in here, it's such an optical illusion.
Like, what? This booth is all you needed to open? Like, you are so hilarious. This booth is just another piece of the puzzle of not opening. Of the restaurant that never opens. And then Sandoval's like, every time I come in here, it's like an optical illusion, man. It's an optical illusion. It's like, yeah, it's an optical illusion of a restaurant that should open, that looks open to the people. But alas, the optical illusion is that it never opens. So anyways, and during this conversation, they say, all we gotta do is try the menu.
Oh yeah, you gotta like staff the place.
To come this far and not be able to open because we don't have line cooks.
We have some people here on Saturday. Try the new revamped menu.
Go through the motions.
Another tasting? Really? Another tasting? This whole season of them has been 4 tastings, 3 tastings, literally, like just every episode when they're at the restaurant, they're doing a new tasting. It's like, oh my gosh. Like the girls, on the other hand, are preparing their sandwiches, ready for everybody to eat. It's not some crazy food that people cannot replicate. It's a sandwich that they can make, and they can teach people that need a job to make, and we can have this restaurant actually flowing. On the other hand, the Toms pick foods that people can't recreate. What is that? Like, I don't know. They don't know what they're doing. But anyways, it's just so funny that the booth is all they needed, right?
This booth.
And then, of course, they take this opportunity to talk smack about Ariana and how she's not a good girlfriend. Schwartz is like, I just want to go hug my family. I miss my family.
I just want to go hug my family. I miss my family.
What family? You already lost them. And you're going to lose the dogs pretty soon, too, with the way you're acting.
I feel like sometimes my very presence, like, annoys her.
It just seems like it speaks to like maybe a bigger issue. You never know what's going on behind closed doors. It's not looking good.
Again, Sandoval's biggest issue with Ariana is that she gets annoyed by him. That sounds like a reason to break up, huh? And Schwartz is so cringy in this episode as well. He's just like, you know, you never know what's going on behind closed doors, and, you know, things could be pretty bad, you know, it could be a bigger issue. It's like, you know exactly what's going on behind these closed doors, and you know exactly what your friend is doing. So this is so cringy that you're behaving this way right now and like pretending to blame Ariana kind of for the issues when you know exactly what the problem is. Like, it's so shady knowing that he knows about the affair at this point.
Ariana, when's the last time you've gone to the store and bought paper towels and toilet paper?
Paper towels and toilet paper.
Like, there's pens in the drawer, there's batteries in the drawer.
Pens in the drawer, there's batteries in the drawer.
Paper towels and toilet paper.
Because I do that. You don't go out of your way to do things for me, and it hurts me after a while. I just feel like at times, man, that she just doesn't
Like you. You want to address those things. They magnify over time.
I can count on less than a hand in our 9 years Ariana's ever said, you're right.
Don't do what I did, procrastinating. We're going to go eventually and do therapy. You do not want to be Mr. Eventually.
Literally. Oh my god. Sandoval's biggest complaint about Ariana, he's like, you know, you don't buy napkins and paper towels and the pens in the drawers and the batteries. Like, it really hurts me. It really hurts me that you don't do that. Are you kidding me? That's what hurts you? That she doesn't go buy paper towels and napkins and toilet paper?
Paper towels and toilet paper.
He's like, I do those things, you know? It's like everything you do, you're so resentful about, first of all. Like the dumpling lattes. Does she make me dumpling lattes? Like, oh my gosh, are you keeping a list of everything you do for her? Like, geez. And then second of all, maybe she doesn't buy napkins and toilet paper and batteries because you do that. Why would she go buy napkins and toilet paper when you already go buy it? You go get these things, you restock these things. She doesn't know that you're holding some sort of vendetta, that it's like, oh, you better make sure you get those next time. I'm really upset that I went and bought batteries and napkins at the store. As if, like, you are so delusional. And literally, you think this is a good point you're making, and then freaking Tweedle Tom right there is next to him like, that's a problem. Yep, that's a problem. Like, it's so disgusting, these two together. But I literally thought it was a joke. Like, he's like, that really hurts me. Like, oh, do you speak through napkins and toilet paper? Like, that's what would make your day? Like, does Raquel come bring you freaking pens for your drawer? That's the way to your heart? Like, oh, please, Sandoval. You are so gross.
There's batteries in the drawer because I do that.
You know, there's people that you surround yourself that either charge your battery or drain it.
You don't go out of your way to batteries for me.
I want a girl to drain my battery.
Batteries, and it hurts me after a while.
Batteries.
This is when Schwartz says you need to address these issues, you know, go to therapy. Don't just say we'll go to therapy and keep doing the restaurant stuff like he did, you know. So he's kind of encouraging him to go to therapy and work on the relationship. And during Sandoval's interview, when he talks about what happened, he says that he feels really bad because they got into therapy He got them into therapy, he says, because he wanted to work on it. And he said that Ariana started to improve and she started to tell him, you're right, and be super caring and just be this amazing, beautiful person. And it made him feel so bad because it wasn't enough. He was already done with her, obviously. But my point is that he got them into therapy. So I believe this conversation with Schwartz telling him, like, don't do the eventually thing, you know, actually go to therapy. I think he heeds his advice, and this is when Sandoval brings this to Ariana and they go to therapy, because 3 months pass, I believe, when they start filming again. 3 months go by until everybody discovers that they're having an affair. So I believe during these 3 months, like probably in the next month or so that we're watching, is when Sandoval is going to tell Ariana they should get into therapy, and Ariana is going to listen. They're going to get into therapy, and they're actually going to get better the next couple months. Yeah, and during this time when they're in therapy, Sandoval's not going to be working on things and maybe confess what he did in therapy. No, he's going to continue to see Raquel every chance he can possibly get. Those are his words exactly, by the way. So this is even shadier and more messed up when you listen to this. So I believe this conversation is what leads Sandoval to get them into therapy. And they do get into therapy. But it doesn't matter if you're cheating, right? Therapy doesn't matter if you already have a foot out the door or both feet out the door. The next scene is Tom and Ariana, and they discuss what happened with the barbecue situation and Lala, and they discuss what happened at Christina Kelly's event. Ariana's basically saying, I think you shouldn't have gone to that party, or you should have found a way home, you know, that's not cool. And Sandoval's like, yeah, I should have, but, and he starts getting into the issues of Ariana. I don't think this is what this conversation was supposed to be. I think Ariana thought we're going to talk about the issue that you lied to me at the party and I caught you in front of everybody, and you're going to apologize and we're going to make up and we're going to look like a good, solid couple like we always do, because I feel that that's their agreement throughout this, is we're both going to look good and we're going to appear to be like the best, most stand-up people. And when we talk behind closed doors, we'll get into our real issues and how we really feel, you know? Like, I believe that they both cared a lot about just having their best foot forward and looking as good as they can in their relationship. So I don't think Ariana expected Sandoval to be like, we only have sex 4 times a year. She's sitting there and like she takes a drink like, really, you're doing this, you know?
Sometimes feels lately like we haven't been as connected.
And she gets very candid and real, and Ariana is so right. And I wanted to mention that when Ariana talks about the quality time they used to spend together and that she can't be intimate with a stranger, I wanted to say that Sandoval's like, well, what is quality time? What do you mean? He's so confused. And Ariana has been saying this since like 5 seasons ago.
You did a great job. I did miss you.
Okay. It just sometimes feels lately like we haven't been as connected.
I really did. I did miss you.
There's been a lot of things bothering me. You know, I want us to be more intimate.
One huge thing for me is time spent.
Having sex like 4 times a year affects me.
Okay, well, maybe you need to spend time with me.
And experiencing things together.
What is what you would consider us actually hanging out?
Doing an activity.
Experiencing things together.
Making dinner together. Going for a walk. Not going out and getting drunk together.
I'm so sorry I was MIA. I'm really sorry.
That's like your definition of quality time.
But
like,
that is the definition of quality time.
you know, like I don't feel like we are connected the way we should be.
I was like, what's going on? Am I just not important, or am I not like...
No, I need you.
I need you.
I really do. You're my foundation. God, it kills me
I just knew that
that I have something to do with Ariana doubting herself and being self-conscious.
if I go home,
I need to make sure that I'm there every night,
I'm gonna want to do something about it.
sleeping with her, giving her little cuddles, and being a good boyfriend.
But remember, we would cook dinner together and put on the War on Drugs? We don't do that anymore. We would put music on our speakers and we would like make dinner together. You
Just want to be better.
You need to be my number one.
You need to be my number one.
That would be cool, but...
You are my number one. I'm sorry.
You're my number one.
You're the only person that I'm wanting to hang out with more, and I never get to hang out with you and have it be us. And I've said that for months.
I want to stare into those creepy white eyes of yours and like bump our crowns together and bump other things. But I can't do that if I don't feel that closeness.
Okay.
Because I cannot have sex with somebody who feels like a stranger.
If I don't feel that closeness, it's really hard to just be like, oh yeah.
Well, I'm down. I'm down for that.
I mean, I know you're down for whatever,
No,
but
I'm down for that closeness.
You can't like telepath your dick into a vagina. You're like,
Tom is not perfect. I myself am a work in progress. I want to be closer to Tom emotionally, physically, in an intimate way.
I want that emotional and physical intimacy.
And I don't want to have to deal with all of that bullshit anymore.
To me, quality time is one-on-ones, no other people, like really focused on each other.
So, let's go make some magic happen.
Let's go make some magic happen.
can I keep my crown on?
Can I keep mine on?
Can I keep mine on?
Yeah.
No.
I love you. I want us to be better.
You have just as many guards and walls up as I do. Just different.
This has been what she's wanted. She expects quality time, and he has been neglectful for a long time. But at this point, he doesn't even care because he's interested in someone else. At least before, he would get neglectful, but then he would reel it in and realize like, oh my gosh, I have a beautiful girl in front of me. I love her so much. I want to work on this. But in this situation, he doesn't realize that because he's interested in someone else. She mentions like ways that they could spend quality time together. It's just crazy because they had this exact conversation years ago and he still hasn't learned his lesson. Like, he sucks. But anyways, she says like, I miss when we used to put on the War on Drugs and make dinner together and listen to our speakers. And he like literally just, he's like, well, and he bursts out crying and he's like, I want to do those things. And at this moment, I think that he's feeling guilty about what he's doing. Like, she's so nice and she's realizing that he cares about her less and less and wants to spend less and less time with her. And he feels guilty about that because he knows exactly what he's spending his time doing, you know? So he just kind of breaks down and cries and like wipes it off and he's like, let's do that, let's do that. And I wanted to mention that last episode, remember when I said that he's trying so hard to make himself cry at that picnic table when he doesn't go hug her? Yeah, so this is obviously super clear because in this scene, he just bursts out crying, right? The tears just flow out.
Remember, like, we would cook dinner together and put on the War on Drugs? We don't do that. We would put music on our speakers and we would, like, make dinner together. It's like, okay, I see. That's your natural way of crying. If you really felt so bad last episode, you wouldn't have sat there for so long and like barely wiped your face after turning all red. It's like, no, the tears would have just bursted out of your face and you would have like had to wipe them like you did this episode. So yeah, it was a BS cry last episode. And you're not crying because you care about Ariana right now. You're crying because you feel like shit because of what you're doing. You are shit. See, she thinks this is gonna be just like an apology and they're done, but he's like, we haven't been that connected, you know? And she's like, like, here we go. The moments they show of her like being annoyed with him and she's like, you're acting weird. He is acting weird, okay?
Mom, stop acting weird. I'm not acting anything.
Because he's cheating. And she says the most real thing too, because last episode I mentioned that when he's jumping around by the campfire and all that, she's just like, whoa, Tom, because he's just so excited and acting up. And every time they go out, he's acting like this. And Ariana says something so real. She's just like, you know, when you go out, you're peacocking for everybody. And when we get home, I just get the leftovers.
You peacocking on a night out? Everybody else gets that. And then I get the leftovers.
Like, you're trying so hard for everybody we're around, and when I get home, you don't care. And it's just funny because it's like, yeah, he's peacocking all right, and he's trying really hard when you go out, but it's because he's doing all that for the other girl in the room that he's cheating, your best friend. That's why he's doing that. But it's interesting that Ariana is noticing the behavior. Like, when we're out with these people, you act a certain way and you try so hard. It's like, yeah, because he's cheating with someone in that group, you know? But it's It's so right. That is how he's been acting. Like, it's just overdoing it, like overreacting, and it's so obvious to her because she knows him, you know? It's like, who are you acting for? Because it doesn't feel like me anymore. And it's true. And when Tom Sandoval explains his definition of quality time in his confessional, he's like, you know, taking mushrooms, watching the sunset, skinny dipping. Like, everything he mentions are not things that a guy at 40 should be wanting to do all the time.
What is your ideal quality time? Take some mushrooms together and watch the sunrise. Let's go hang gliding. Let's go skinny dipping in the pool. I like
like, that's your definition of quality time? Like, he is really having a midlife crisis, and it is so obvious by the way he dresses, by the way he's acting, by the things he wants. Like, you want to go skinny dipping and have mushrooms at the sunset, like, that's cool and everything, but it's like, act your age, like, grow up. Like, you should be wanting to, like, read a book and relax in a vineyard with Ariana, and then maybe also the other things. But that's your definition of quality time? Really? Like, you should be able to say making dinner is quality time. That's what I enjoy. Like, come on, grow up, dude. Or, like, anything we do could be fun, not these outrageous things like hand gliding. Like, really, that's what you need? That stimuli? Like, you are ridiculous. You just need a new girl. You just get the 7-year itch, and that's what you need. Like, you need a change every 7 years, bro. It's a shock that you made it 9, to be honest, and you probably were cheating for the first 2. Was that a read? Sorry. He says we're not as close as we used to be. We didn't even get a picture for Sheena's wedding. I have a few things to say about Sheena's wedding. First of all, she's like, I don't need to feel bad about a picture, okay? First of all, I want to say that during Sheena's wedding, Scandoval and Raquel went missing for 3 hours. And Raquel showed up late to the wedding, by the way. Nobody could find them. And there's inside scoop that the people who dressed Sheena for her wedding, they saw Raquel because all the bridesmaids were supposed to come into a room and they were all getting ready in this large room. It was the bride in one room, the bridesmaids in another, and the guys in another. But it's all in like the same type of area, you know, same vicinity. So they're all in this area and Raquel and Scandoval are missing. I wonder what they're doing. And by the way, during this time when you're missing for 3 hours, when you're acting like you're so concerned about getting pictures with Ariana now, like 3 weeks later, it's like, bro, maybe you should have been taking pictures with Ariana during that time when you were freaking missing, okay? Don't be rubbing that in her face now. Like, he is disgusting. Just disgusting. I can't even believe it. I can't even believe you're rubbing this in her face right now when you know what you were doing, okay? So anyways, they were caught by the guys who dressed, by the people who dressed Sheena for her wedding. As they were headed towards the room to help her out or whatever the case is, all the girls were supposed to go in there to get ready, right? They see Raquel in a robe still, so she was gonna head over there, and there's like little caves and little like areas where you can get lost, you know? So Raquel ended up being in one of those areas, making out with Scandoval before joining everybody. Yeah, can you believe it? So don't even mention Sheena's wedding to us, buddy, okay? Don't even go there. And it is said that the kiss looked like one of those kisses when you're saying farewell and you're having to separate from each other. You know, like they must have spent some time together and done some things during Sheena's wedding, and then they separated and said goodbye to each other intimately. Disgusting. And it's funny too because Scandoval loves to go out and he considers that quality time when they're in a group with everybody taking shots, and Ariana does not. But it's interesting because he's saying that he likes to go out to the club and, you know, have a good time and show out. That's what he considers quality time, and that's what he considers a good time, you know, like that's what he wants to do. But then in his interview, he said that he was really depressed, and the way that his depression manifests is that he goes out and he's just going out all night drinking and stuff. That's how he expresses depression. So it's just interesting because he's like, Ariana couldn't tell I was depressed. Like when she's depressed, she stays in the house. When I'm depressed, I go out. But then here you're saying like, I like to go out. What do you want to do, Ariana? Like, why can't we go out? Why can't that be considered quality time? So it's like you're just full of contradictions and lies. Like, how is Ariana supposed to spot that you're depressed when you're going out and having a good time if you also love to go out and have a good time? Like, these expectations you're putting on her to know how you were feeling are outrageous because you looked outside of the relationship and started cheating and deceiving her, and you try to blame her for things that don't even exist. Like, the behavior is shocking, to say the least. He says so himself, I like stimuli. Okay, then don't say that you're depressed when you're going out then. So the next relevant thing is the sandwich party. Scandoval is headed to Schwartz's house to get ready with him, of course. And as soon as he's walking in, Schwartz is there like doing push-ups as if he got caught doing push-ups. You know you do this every time they're filming you at your house, bro. But yeah, he's on the floor and Scandoval walks in and he stops at the door. He's frozen, staring in awe.
Whoa. Still sessioning. Yeah?
And he's like, whoa. And then Schwartz is like, hey man, I was just working out. And Scandoval's like, yeah. It's like, you guys are so cute together. You guys need to just get together. You're all you're gonna have left after this. So you need each other. But truly, Scandoval is just gazing at that bod. He's giving Schwartz exactly the looks that he wants. By the way, I was obsessed with Lala's look last episode. I thought she looked so hot, so awesome in that blazer outfit where it looked like she had nothing under. It was so cute. And she's wearing the same thing again. I guess it was so cute. She went for it again. It's just a different color, but exact same look, exact same hair. I mean, I love it. You were killing it. She probably realized it looked awesome on her, but I thought she would have switched it up. She's like, hey, double take. Their location right next to Sir is like so optimal. It's like amazing that they got that. Literally, they could just walk to Sir and spend the rest of the night over there. It's like so cool. During the party, Ariana gets a call from Sheena. She wasn't able to make it because she got sick. And it's interesting because Katie and Sheena still hate each other. You know, they have their huge issue. But Sheena says, congratulations, Katie. And Katie's pretty normal about it. And she says, oh, hey, Terry. And Terry's just like,
Thanks.
it's like, yeah, Terry's friendly, okay, Raquel? Like, I don't know what your problem is dissing her in the beginning of the episode. She knows exactly the issues between Katie and Sheena. She knows how bad it is. And Terry's just like, it's like, stop it, okay? Terry's a nice person. And the Tweedle-Toms walk in together like idiots. So annoying.
Ariana did invite me, right?
You go first. Oh, God.
They're just like, hey, making a scene, arriving late, of course, thinking they're so cute and charming. No, you're 40 years old and you're late, not cute, okay? And during this scene, Katie's mom is trying to get a picture of the girls and everybody's watching and it's so cute. It's just a nice sentimental moment here. Ariana's looking so cute posing there and everybody is looking at them like, oh, this is sweet. And guess who's on their phone? Completely not interested. Scandoval.
A mom picture. Okay, ready? No. Wait. Okay. I'm trying to get the...
Mother.
His appearance, his gestures, everything just shows how disinterested he is. It's so messed up. It's crazy. Now we get to Sir, where it all goes down. Schwartz makes a joke like, oh my god, the sandwich shop is gonna open before us. Just kidding. That's not a joke. I'm pretty positive it is. Your restaurant's an optical illusion of a restaurant that should be open, remember? The first relevant scene is Ariana and Scandoval talking, eating sandwiches, and Ariana's like, see, I'm drinking, I'm wilding out for you. And he's like, that's awesome, that's perfect. And they kiss, and it's like, it's so cute from Ariana's perspective. She's like leaning in, like her body language is so affectionate, and he's like, yeah, I like it. Like he's so disgusting.
I'm drinking, gonna wild out with you.
I love it.
He clearly loves to drink and have a good time. It doesn't look like sadness to me.
I can't really in these heels, so sitting down while I'm out.
Probably chef. The issues that Ariana and I are having are not just her fault.
Not just her fault.
They're mine also.
I just wanted to say that it does not look like he's trying to break up with her. From Ariana's point of view, they must feel pretty connected.
But it's just interesting because she says, I'm wilding out, I'm drinking, don't you like it? And he's like, yeah. Like, yeah, Scandoval, that's your idea of a good time. Don't you think Ariana thinks, oh, this is what he wants, this is his idea of a good time? Why would she think you are depressed while you're drinking and wilding out if she thinks that's literally what you want from her? Like, his interview saying that's what I do when I'm sad. You are such a liar. Like, ugh, I hate Scandoval so much. He's awful. This scene proves that that's what he wants from her. She's like, look, I'm wilding out. Don't you like it? He's like, yeah, I like it. Like, so don't lie. And I hate that he's like, we're such different people and it's starting to affect us now. Like, what do you mean different people? As in, she's a great person and you're a shitty person? Is that how you're different? Because when they first got together, he was like, we're the same. We think the same. We're so awesome for each other. You know, like he was like, our connection is just amazing. And now you guys have been such different people the whole time. Stop finding excuses to why you're a horrible guy. Oh, really? He's like, it's not just her fault that we have issues. It's me too. It's not just her. Okay, thanks for... That's big of you to say that, Scandoval, except none of the issues are her fault. You're the problem. Terry has a conversation with Schwartz, and I love this moment because she tells it like it is. It's so good. She's just like, you know what? You blew it, Schwartz. You guys had an agreement, and you made out with a friend. And Schwartz is like, I was drunk, I was in Mexico, I made out with someone. I didn't know it was the wrong person to make out with. Yes, you did. That's literally why you did it. The episode's called The Forbidden Fruit. You said the forbidden fruit while you were doing it, okay? It was actually the rotten fruit. Anyways, so yeah, you knew exactly what you were doing. Don't lie to Terry, bro. And she's literally like, he's like, sorry, and when he says like, I just made out with someone when I got drunk, it's like, that's his excuse when he was with Katie in a relationship with her. Like, I had a flashback to all the times he would get drunk and make out with someone in a resort and get lost and, oh, my bad, it's just because I was drunk, I didn't know what I was doing. It's like, this time, you didn't even make out with some random person while you were drunk. You made out with one of the people you were supposed to not make out with on top of it. It's like, oh my gosh, Schwartz, like, when is this excuse gonna get old? When you're 50? Like, it's just so pathetic. Stop with the, I got drunk and just made out with someone and it happened to be that someone and I happened to forget even though we planned it and said the forbidden fruit while we were doing it. Like, you're just so crappy, Schwartz. And when he's talking to the mom, he's like, I love Katie. I can sense her. I don't even have to look and I can sense her. She's over there. I love her. And it's like, okay, you can sense her. So can you sense her later on when she's fighting with everybody and you're hiding behind the plant? Are you sensing her then or what? And he always pushes the limit. Like, he's like, I love Katie so much. I still love her. Why are you saying this? To make Terry happy? Like, do you love her? Like, why are you pushing it? And Katie shuts him down when he says that. Terry shuts him down when he says that. He's like, I love her still. And she's like, all right, well, and she just starts saying something else.
It's a spicy turkey. Look at that packaging.
I know.
I was drunk in Mexico. I made out with Raquel.
It was kind of a slap in the face.
She's right there, I can sense her. I didn't even look at her, I can sense her. I love her so much.
Like, what you did to her really hurt her.
It's like, stop pushing it so far. Like, all the extra cheese that you put on top of everything.
I love her so much.
It's like, everybody can see exactly what it is now. It's just BS, you know? Like, Terry's like, all right, yeah. He's like, I can sense her, okay? Like, shut the hell up, okay? Were you sensing her when you were making out with Raquel? Were you sensing her right now when she's getting into it with everybody? Like, what are you sensing exactly? It was so annoying when he says that. Like I said before, I feel like these people go through the same like cycles in their life, you know? Like Sheena was going through it with fighting with Katie, always being in the middle of a cheating scandal. And it's interesting because I think Schwartz and Katie have a cycle too. Like, even though they're broken up, he's still making the excuse that he got drunk and made out with somebody and he's so sorry. Like, the same thing, you know? It's just a different time, same issues. The next scene is Ariana and Raquel at the garden bar having a conversation. This is intense and crazy. I cannot even believe what happens in this scene. Raquel gets an espresso martini. It's like, you really need an espresso martini, bro? Like, dang, you love to be bouncing off the walls, huh? And then Ariana orders a lemon drop shot, which is what she ordered in the beginning. Same drink choice. And Raquel's like, ew.
Espresso martini. Can we also do 2 lemon drop shots, please? Ooh.
Like, she's just gonna chug her espresso martini, chug down that lemon drop, and later on I see her chugging drinks too. With Peter, she takes a shot.
Cheers.
Cheers. To a great summer.
I don't know if that's the same drink she had before, the espresso martini. Pretty sure it's another shot. So she's out here downing shots all night, getting wasted, acting like a fool. Like I said, I think she uses the drink to get liquid courage, to perform outrageously on the show and get attention. Like maybe she would have a little more of a soul if she wasn't drinking so hard. Like it gives her that courage to really show her inner horrible side, you know? She needs help. More help than retail therapy. It's crazy because the first thing Ariana says is like, I'm putting myself in Katie's shoes and I would feel some type of way if you did that to me, like if you made out with my ex. And Raquel's like, definitely.
I'm understanding of Katie's feelings. When I put myself in her shoes, I would feel some type of way.
Definitely. So it's like, okay, you understand. Ariana is saying to you, it would hurt her if you were doing this to her. And let's take it a step further because you are doing it to her with her current boyfriend. You were sleeping with him, not even making out. So you know exactly how bad this would be if Ariana found out. Like she's being very clear that I would not be okay with this, like telling her to her face almost, like there's a conversation within this conversation, like read between the lines, you know? Raquel is thinking like, yeah, okay, taking note, you would be mad if this happened to you. Like, you're disgusting, Raquel. And then she says, like, I'm always telling Katie that you're a really sweet, nice, caring person. And Raquel, her facial expressions are so notable. Like, you can tell what she's thinking when she's not trying. Like, when she's putting effort and focusing, she's, like, overdoing the expressions and the eyes get all huge, you know? But when she's not paying attention, her face is just so telling. Like, while she's talking, she's going, okay, that means you're thinking, you know? But right here, when Ariana's like, you're such a sweet, caring person, I'm always telling Katie, Raquel looks so sad. She's like,
Raquel is still that sweet person. I love her. Like,
Watch these facial expressions.
Schwartz is the person that you had this agreement with. When I said that, she said, well, when we were at the wine shop that night,
I don't need to be friends with Katie. I don't need to be friends with Lala.
like, it's the guilty face. It's the, oh my God, Ariana's such a good person and I'm such a crappy person. Like, the face is everything right here. It's just insane that she looks like that right now. Like, just admit what you're doing and get the hell out of the building, girl. Evacuate immediately. Ariana's like, I try to tell Katie, you had an arrangement with Schwartz, so that's the person you should be mad at. He broke the arrangement, not Raquel. Like, Raquel's not even your friend. But then Katie brings me back to the day at the wine bar when they were talking, and Katie said, I would have a problem if you made out with him. And Raquel's like, okay, and understood that and was told by Katie as well. And then they had the trip where they hugged and they cried and all that. So it's like you do have some accountability in this because you spoke to Katie and you told Katie you wouldn't do this to her, you know, like you told her you would respect her feelings. So Ariana's like, so when Katie brings that up, that, well, you guys had an arrangement too, that's when Ariana cannot tell Katie, like, don't feel the way you feel, you know? And Raquel's like, well, you know, I just noticed at that trip that we were never going to be friends and I'm okay with that. Me, her, and Lala don't have to be friends. It's like, then why were you telling Charlie in the beginning of the episode that it's so weird that you guys are on opposite sides of the room and that she wasn't saying hi to you? Like, why did you complain about this earlier? Like, you're just a whole pile of nonsense and garbage. And you just say whatever you want, like whatever is going to be the most entertaining or the best thing to say to make you look good to the person you're talking to. That's all you do. Nothing is genuine at all that comes out of her mouth. This episode, I've noticed, is when the guilt is spilling out of their pores for Raquel and Scandoval. It doesn't make them stop being evil people. No, they continue the behavior, but you can read the guilt. Scandoval breaks down crying when he's having a real conversation with Ariana, and right now, Raquel's having a real conversation with Ariana, and she cries too. Not because she feels bad, or not because she's, you know, actually caring about the conversation, but because I think she feels guilty because she's such a piece of shit person and Ariana is so nice. So out of nowhere, she says, so I wanted to ask, how are you in Scandoval?
I don't need to be friends with Katie. That trip just showed me. I did want to ask you though, how are you in Scandoval?
Yeah, we had a big argument last night.
Okay.
Let me just say, Katie asking in the beginning how they were doing. She's friends with Lala. She saw Lala and Ariana talking. She knows about the barbecue stuff, right? So it makes sense that Katie would ask. But Raquel asking, this is like out of the blue. Like, she does not know the drama of Scandoval not leaving the barbecue and all that. She doesn't know any of it. So for her to ask, like, how are you and Scandoval doing? Like, out of nowhere, you know? It's like, it's so weird. Like, knowing what we know, it's like you're asking because you want to know how it's going, because you're sleeping with him and you probably want him now. So you're like, how are you guys doing? Is it bad? Is it bad? Are you guys gonna break up? Like, that's why she's asking. But when you look at it from like just like a blind perspective, like if you didn't know that she's cheating with Scandoval, you're just randomly like, how are you and Scandoval doing? Like, they've always been doing good. They're always a great couple. You hang out with them, they're good. Like, why are you asking, you know? Like, it's just out of the blue. And Ariana's like, yeah, we're all right, you know. And then Raquel's like, do you think there's a problem with your sex life? You know, like, I told you I go through dry spells. Like asking, like, how much do you guys do it? Because, like, we're doing it. It's, like, so disgusting.
Do you think, because I remember James and I not having sex. Yeah, sometimes Sandoval and I go through dry spells.
We do. We have to spend time together.
I feel like in a relationship you should want to have sex.
You have to be emotionally intimate.
Guys were emotionally intimate at one point, obviously, right?
Yeah,
like,
when
otherwise
we
you wouldn't
spend
get a house
time
together.
together.
Do you feel like you're sexually attracted to him?
Oh my god, I think he's so hot.
Yeah, she's like, don't you guys have dry spells? And Ariana's like, well, when he works all the time and then comes home, I'm not just gonna be so interested in hooking up with him. And then Raquel's like cannot compute, like, quality time. What? Like, you don't want to just do it with everyone? What? Like, she's so confused, and she's like, shouldn't you want to do it with the person that you're with? And she's like, we need to build a connection, Raquel. And Raquel's like just so lost, you know, just like acting so confused, you know. It's like, what's the problem? They're having issues. They love each other. That's very clear. You're getting the intel of if you're breaking up a relationship or not. You're getting the intel of if Scandoval and her are not going to work out, and she clearly wants it to work out. So yeah, you're a horrible person, Raquel. That's what you should be learning in this conversation. Raquel's like, wait, you guys were interested in each other at one point, right? Like, did you guys never like each other? Like, stop trying to excuse this. They always liked each other. They would still like each other if you didn't do what you did, okay? That you shouldn't have intermingled at all in their relationship. And then she asks, like, do you even feel sexually attracted to him? Like, trying to find a reason, you know, like, oh, you don't even like him. And Ariana's like, oh my god, yes, I like him so much. It's like, yeah, Raquel, what's next? What are you gonna say next? And Ariana's like, I just feel insecure with myself. And Raquel's like, and starts crying, and she's just posing there with her double chin. Like, it's the worst angle for her. Like, Ariana looks so beautiful in this scene, and Raquel, not so much.
I'm not hot. Yeah, that's what I want. Cellulite, fat thighs. Stop.
A lot of it is in your own head. It makes me really sad because I do that.
Notice how she starts crying when it's about herself and beauty.
Myself too. It's not. We're a lot prettier than like we think we are. We're our own worst critics. That translates into our sexual lives. Now that I'm single, I think sex is a very, 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 very important part of a healthy relationship. In the issues that Tom and Ariana are having, Ariana's insecurities have a role. There's no way that you can be having good sex if you're not feeling good about yourself. Clearly you want to stay in this relationship.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. My point is that I knew that I should have broken up with James 2 years. I wasn't attracted to him anymore.
We'll talk it out and we'll be fine.
Attracted to him.
But she's like, oh my god, no, you're so pretty. That's why I'm sleeping with your man. Like, she is so horrible. This is like something you see on a movie, like a scary, scary situation. A best friend like that would do the things she's doing to you and be like, you're so great, I love you. Like, ugh, she's so gross. But she's like, you're beautiful. And she's like, I think we're our own worst critics and we're a lot prettier than we think we are. Like, here we go again. Why is she crying? One, she feels guilty because you're such a horrible person. And two, which mostly I think it is, you're crying because you're because of beauty and vanity. She's like, I think we're more beautiful than we think. She's like flashing back to pageants and how she never won pageants and she did it because she was insecure because she never thought she was pretty, you know? So she's like, we're actually a lot prettier than we think and I should be Miss California. Like, this is why she's crying, okay? That's literally all she cares about. And then Raquel disses her in her confessional. It's so messed up. She's like, you know, I think maybe because she's so insecure, that's why they don't have a good sex life, you know? Like, basically saying like, that's why he came to me and I give him what he wants because you're insecure. Like, she's the worst person. Ugh, she's so disgusting. Like, there's those girls that are hidden mean girls. There are those girls that are flat out with it, you know, like Christina Kelly. And then there's those girls that are like deep down, they're really psychopaths and want to ruin everything you have and diss you on top of it. That's Raquel. But they pretend to be your friend. It's so scary. Like, you think this is only what happens in Pretty Little Liars, you know? It's like, nope, there's real girls like this. Watch this, everybody, understand this, okay? You cannot trust these people. And the prettiest girls sometimes are the most insecure, and with insecurity comes actions that might not be the best. They might want attention from your boyfriend because they're very, very insecure. You need someone that is pretty or not pretty, secure with who they are. You can have insecurities and you can take them home and cry about the issues you have about yourself, but you are not somebody that's going to act on those insecurities like Raquel and basically ruin everybody's lives around you to make yourself feel better. And basically seeking male validation from every person you meet is not a good thing. They end the conversation with Raquel being like, clearly you want to stay in this relationship. Ariana's like, yeah, I do. So there's your answer, Raquel. You got it on TV for all of us to see. You know that she wants to be with him. And what do you do the next couple months? You see him as much as you can and keep sleeping with the guy, and you wear that damn lightning bolt right in her face. Worst person. Like I said, the universe wants them to, wants to show their true colors, you know? Like, you have this conversation with her, you think it's gonna go a certain way and you're gonna look a little better, you know, than you do, but it goes the opposite way and it makes you look like the worst person ever, you know? Schwartz during this party is looking for lemons because he didn't shower or put deodorant on, so he's even smells like trash. Like, wow, dude, you wear socks and sandals, you never get dressed, you can't bartend, we saw from the last episode, you can't open your business, like, your house is trashed, you can't even shower. Like, he's so despicable, literally. Like, it just shows, like, you are so embarrassing, Schwartz. And then Raquel decides to approach Katie. Why? Like, why do you do this? Because she's looking for drama. She wants so bad to be the center of this whole show. She wants every conversation about her, and she wants to make Katie look bad. Like, I'm gonna go over there as the innocent little Bambi that I am, and she's gonna yell at me, and I'm gonna look so sad. But the real question is, why are you even approaching her? She's like, I'm defending Schwartz. Schwartz is hiding behind a plant. He doesn't need you to defend him, okay? You are going over there to cause drama, and it's kind of obvious. As soon as she goes over there, one of the guys that's with Katie is like, we're talking about eating ass. It's so funny, by the way. That's like so awesome. Love that scene. I love these little side conversations that you hear. It's so hilarious.
Hey! We're talking about eating ass. That was fun.
Katie, I wanted to congratulate you. I figured it would just be best if I didn't show up. I tried your sandwiches. They taste bomb. Thank you. You heard about Schwartz and I making out on the bike.
It doesn't look like she's apologizing, and why is she bringing these rumors up? She's not shutting it down. This is scandalous.
Which you rage text Schwartz about. Were you asking him if we did it or not? Or what was the point? If Schwartz and I made out there or not, you filed for divorce. It's like none of your business.
Why are you talking to me about this?
Like, no, should not be texting him these things.
Why?
It's not your place. Also, don't appreciate that you're trying to threaten, like, taking the dogs.
You don't have to appreciate anything. Raquel come and tell me that she doesn't appreciate me texting Tom about our dog. Shut the fuck up. Do you want to be with me?
You get to know him. He's very kind.
No empathy, no respect.
Maybe I feel more empathetic for Schwartz than you.
Well, that's f***ing clear.
Well, that's just my opinion.
Are you even hearing this? Yeah. Raquel, walk out of here. How thick is your skull?
Raquel's like, I love your sandwiches, and Katie's like, thanks. Like, she's really cool about it. And then Raquel overstays her welcome and starts getting into, so were you wondering if me and Schwartz made out? Why are you texting him and asking him? And Katie's like, why do you care? Why are you asking me, you know? And it's true, like, Katie's like, what? Katie even says, like, what are you doing right now? Like, you're obviously coming over here to stir something up. It's so clear, you know? She's like, get out of here, like, you know? And it's just hilarious that Raquel is saying these things because obviously it means that Schwartz is showing Raquel these text messages. Raquel's like, you're gonna take your dogs away from him? Why would you do that? This is just my opinion. Like, why are you coming over here and doing this right now? Like, Katie is so right for getting irritated with her, you know? This just proves that Schwartz is showing Raquel all of these messages that come in. Like, it's so messed up. Like, while they're fighting and yelling at each other, Schwartz could easily go over there and be like, listen, I don't need you to defend me, Raquel. It's all good. Katie and me are good. You know, what's between us is between us. Let's stop this. He could totally do something about it and say like, hey, Raquel, I don't need you to defend me, man. You know, and it would win Katie over. And Terry's there too, who you just had a conversation with and you said you loved and sensed Katie's feelings. So if you went over there and did that, it's like you can make up with Raquel later. It doesn't matter, you know, her relationship with you is not that crazy. And you would prove to Katie that you're a caring person, and Terry would see that you're caring too. You would totally win Terry back over, but no, he's hiding behind a plant.
Respect.
I wanted to say that this plant is actually doing way more than Schwartz, you know, providing ambiance, releasing oxygen, smelling good while Schwartz smells like BO. Who knows, it might even open a bar before him.
He's so pathetic and just like useless, you know?
What are you doing right now? Katie's never been one of my friends.
You guys don't see the James that I see. But the James that I see treats me like a queen.
Possessed Raquel to come and tell me how to run my life.
Katie's like, do you want to be with him? Do you like Schwartz? And she's like, I'm getting to know him. He's so kind. Like, you know you don't want to be with him. And when she's like, are you wondering if we made out or what? She doesn't say it's just a rumor. It's like she's trying to egg it on, you know, and be so hurtful to Katie. And literally she's like, that's just my opinion. Katie's like, you can shove your opinion up here. It's like, yeah, she's so right here. And she's like, are you hearing this shit? To Lala, and Lala's like, yeah, I am. Lala is shocked. Like, she was just waiting for a moment to walk over there and get into it. And she's like, be done with it. Stop arguing with her.
Raquel, walk out of here. You want to have a more productive conversation with a pig, all right? Be done with it.
What was it George Bernard Shaw said? Never wrestle with a pig because you get dirty. And what's more, the pig likes it.
Come on, we've known her a long time. Where do you think you're going to go? You're going to get nowhere.
Like, she makes like a pig reference, which I love because, not to call her a pig, but I love the reference because Lisa Vanderpump makes a reference like that in Beverly Hills, which is a quote that I love. She's like, never wrestle with the pig because one, you'll get dirty, and furthermore, they will like it. I always loved that quote from her, so it's just crazy. Lala, she comes off pretty cool in this moment, you know? She's like, be done with it. She feels the same way as I do, which is everything that comes out of Raquel is a circle of nonsense. It gets nowhere, not worth it. And then Terry steps in, and it is so crazy. Terry's like, can I ask you something? And Raquel's like, what, Terry?
Can I ask you something?
What, Terry? What, Terry?
Raquel. Cheers. Yes. Did my conversation to you mean anything?
Oh my God. Don't say, oh God, that's my mom.
It's like, you're so rude, you know? And then she's like, did it mean nothing to you, that conversation we had? Raquel's like, oh my God. It's like, you are so rude, literally. Like, I can't even believe that she's talking to her like that. And Katie's like, don't talk to my mom like that. And of course, this makes Katie flip out, start yelling. And who jumps in? Guess who jumps in to defend Raquel? Scandoval.
I want to make out with Tommy. Wow.
They were not together. They're still hooking up with another guy while you guys were living together.
Let Terry finish.
It's really tacky to have your mom fighting your battle. Nobody's gonna like clap back at like Mrs. Maloney.
That is so wrong.
But that actually happened.
Give it all, go away.
From across the room, for no reason, he's the last person that needs to get involved. Literally, you're dating Ariana, who's partners with Katie. You are so removed from this conversation. Like, you shouldn't have any, you know, need to get in there. Like, you should want to stay out of it, just like Ariana. Like, that's her business partner, you know? Like, keep your mouth shut. But no, he's like, you were banging somebody when you and Schwartz were broken up and you were at the house, okay? How do you think that made him feel? They're like, shut up, Sandoval. He's like, no, you never take accountability. And he starts doing the accountability thing again. I knew he was gonna do this and start like projecting, you know, but it's just insane.
You were living with Schwartz, you're banging some other dude.
I'm sorry. It hurts.
Don't touch me.
Okay. Sorry that you're jealous.
Here's the issue. It's that like the only perspective that matters is Katie's and yours.
Really processing things.
I know.
So I've been through the same thing myself.
That's okay.
Can I speak?
I'm listening.
Focus on your girlfriend who's clearly upset right now and focus on that. Start treating me like I'm a human.
I do.
It's just crazy that he's doing it in front of her mom. Like, he's like, you never take accountability. Like, oh my God, you were so crazy. This was an argument between Katie and Raquel egged it on, by the way. She's the one that stepped over to Katie and started saying crazy things to her about how she should run her life. Shut up, Sandoval. Sandoval's like, nobody would step up to Terry. That's kind of messed up, okay? It's like, okay, so you gotta be the one, huh? You're the only one willing to do it. Like, how heroic of you to yell at an older lady. And Terry is saying, like, Katie still loves Tom still loves Katie. Why is she saying that? Because he literally approached her during this event and said, I love Katie still. So yeah, to the mom, it looks like you're literally getting in between something that is like 10 years in the making. Little does she know she's getting in between another 10-year relationship. But yeah, she's like, from her point of view, it's like there's still strong feelings here. You know, that's what Schwartz makes it out to be as well to her. Like Katie, like Schwartz just says whatever to people to appease them. You know, it's so horrible. He's probably telling Raquel, I hate it, I don't want to talk to Katie. And then he's telling her mom, I love Katie, I can sense her. Like, he's so horrible too. And when Raquel's like, you're just jealous of me, and like gets up and leaves, Sandoval literally replaces her in her seat to go yell at Katie and her mom on her behalf while Ariana's crying on the other side of the room. It's so awful. Like, you're going out of your way to get involved with this one, bro. While Katie and Scandoval are arguing, she walks off and she hits Schwartz with her purse and she's like, I'm done with you. And Schwartz and Raquel are standing next to each other and Raquel's like laughing, and Lala's like, Raquel over there laughing, and Katie's like, what? Raquel and Tom are laughing together, and Lala's like, Katie, like, it's so funny, like, she knows, like, oops, Katie, like, it's just hilarious. But Katie just is seeing red, of course. But during this scene, when they go back there and Lala tells her that, I can hear that Schwartz is saying, I'm gonna go check on her.
Done with you.
Aren't you done with me?
Look at Katie. Look, Katie.
Based on this conversation, Raquel should understand that Schwartz wants to go check on Katie, so why does she follow him?
Katie, what is going on?
So when she hits him like, I'm done, and she walks off, Schwartz is saying, I better go check on her. And Raquel is saying, are you serious? Like, he's so ridiculous, but I just can't believe she's saying that. Like, she thinks, like, I'm fighting for you. We're taking back the moment. Like, F them. And he's like, I'm gonna go check on her because he cares. And Raquel's like, are you serious? Like, I can't believe she's even saying that. Like, that's so annoying, you know? So I can hear her talking shit, and then Katie goes and grabs Schwartz and is like, are you laughing? And Schwartz is like, what? Oh, like, acting stupid, you know? Well, it's not an act. So she knew Tom wanted to go check on Katie, so then they end up outside talking, Katie and Tom, and guess who runs over there to get in? Raquel. It's like, you know he wants to have a conversation and kind of like make sure she's okay. Why are you going out there, you know? So she's like, I just want to say, and then Katie's like, are you serious? What are you doing here? Like, we're having a private conversation. And Tom Schwartz starts doing that, like, condescending little thing he does that's so annoying, like the passive-aggressive thing. He's like, what's wrong? She wants to apologize to you. She's being so nice. Why are you being so mean? Come on.
My confidence, my self-worth has just been worn down.
You did the same thing to me.
I didn't. Can't be any way to me.
Hey, Raquel.
Sorry to interrupt.
You're not going to interrupt.
I am an empathetic person.
No, you're not.
We're hurt by the fact that Schwartz made up. The fact that it was me hurts even more. Sorry for hurting you.
Okay.
It was not my intention.
Me and Raquel don't have a thing. You say you guys don't have a thing again, it's kind of offensive. So it was like, Katie forbid me to make out with her. It kind of felt like sticking it to the man.
It's not malicious.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
We had to experiment.
minute. Like, it's not anything. And I apologize for hurting you.
We're in the middle
okay?
of the
That's all I want to say.
apologizing.
All right. Okay, go.
Okay, I'll leave.
Okay, go.
Okay,
Okay, go.
okay,
Okay, go.
okay, I'll leave.
Okay,
You
please
continue.
go. Oh my God, what the? Tom, this is what I'm talking about.
That was sincere apology.
All right.
Okay, that was sincere. Okay. Come back. Come back.
No, I'm not.
Come back.
This is done.
Take a-
This is done.
No, it's not. I wanted to apologize.
I don't give
I was trying to say I'm
I don't
sorry.
wanna-
Katie! She says too.
And it's like, dude, she's the one, Raquel, that went in there and started a conversation with Katie to begin with and started saying, well, I think you have issues. I think you need to stop texting him about the dogs. Why are you doing this? Like, she was rude. There was no apology coming out of her mouth that whole time. Nowhere near an apology. But when she comes outside in front of Schwartz, she's like, I know you feel bad. I'm sorry. Like, she always tries to look good in front of the guys, you know? And Schwartz is like, what's wrong? She's apologizing. Look how nice she is. It's like, hello? She just walked up to her and told her all this horrible stuff inside. Like, she just tries to look good in front of the guys, you know? And Katie's like, get the hell out of here. Like, so sick of her. So Raquel finally walks away, you know? And then Katie and Tom get into it. And Katie's like, dude, I'm so sick of you acting like this. He's like, acting like, well, she's trying to apologize. I mean, I'm just saying. It's like, he's so obnoxious, you know? And he does the same thing he did at their reservation dinner where he tries to irritate her so she'll walk away, you know? So she's like, I'm so done with you. And she walks off. He's like, Jesus, come back, come back, come back. Just like he did at the beach day with Lala. What's wrong? Come back. After he's so rude and condescending, you know? Like, he's so pathetic and his pattern is so obvious.
Lala, come back.
And Raquel, like, giggles while they're talking. It's so funny. Katie's like, like making fun of Raquel. Like, you go, girl. When Katie's like, take your 6 personalities and get out of here. I think she just diagnosed Raquel. Like, that actually sounds like her problem. He literally is so annoying. Like, now is not the time to be so calm when all this is going down. Like, you need to be supportive and let Katie know that you're not a horrible person instead of being like, don't push her. She's apologizing to you, Katie. Like, oh, he's so annoying. The episode ends with Lisa Vanderpump giving a warm, nice toast to everybody, and it is like a closing toast, you know, to end the season out. And it honestly sounds like a little scene from The Hobbit or like a Concerning Hobbits, Lord of the Rings moment, you know? Like, she's like, our journey has been so nice, and we've done it together.
Life has been very challenging.
And so life in the Shire goes on.
And you're all going out on your own.
Full of its own comings and goings, with change coming slowly.
You will learn how to deal with your problems as you get older.
For things are made to endure in the Shire.
I'm always here for you. Because of this journey that we've all been on. And we've all done it together.
There's always been a Baggins living here under the hill.
We all feel so deeply and we all do love each other here, really. But don't let life get the better of you.
Passing from one generation to the next.
Like, it's just so cute, like, low-key. I really liked the toast. It's a really cute toast, and afterwards it flashes to, like, afterwards everything slows down and it's like, dun, dun. It shows Ariana, like, giggling and stuff because it's like things are about to go down. And then we see a preview for the next episode. So this episode ends. Thank you so much for watching. That's everything. And let me get into what we saw in the preview and my predictions. We see a scene of Scandoval telling Sheena, I was going to break up with Ariana regardless. It's like, but you didn't. That's what Sheena tells him. And it doesn't make any sense because when were you planning on breaking up with her? During therapy, when things were getting better? When you recommended therapy? When you guys are in the process of possibly fertilizing eggs? Like, when did this discussion happen? Because I don't believe it. When you're slamming her down on the bed in Mexico during Sheena's wedding, while you're sleeping with Raquel, when did you act like you were gonna end this? It doesn't look like it. It shows a scene of Schwartz saying, I sacrificed everything. Now my world has turned upside down. I think what he's referring to is that he defended Raquel and acted like he was good friends with her, and he ruined his relationship with Katie over Raquel just to find out that Raquel is a shady ass person sneaking around with Scandoval. So I think this is regret that he stood by Raquel And now look what happened. Of course he doesn't regret it because he knew about it the whole time, right? So this is him still acting like he's a nice guy. Like, my world just turned upside down. Like, you knew what was going on, okay? There's a scene of Sandoval saying, like, I felt something I haven't felt in a long time. And Schwartz is like, Jesus, dude. That's like literally his only reaction. Just like Sandoval's only reaction is nice. Because he's like, Jesus, dude, when in reality, he's already been told and he knows about it. So this is a fake conversation we're going to see of the two of them and Sandoval getting into it with Schwartz. It shows Ariana saying, like, I don't give a fuck about Raquel, which is what we thought she was saying. Like, I thought she was saying that when I kind of read her lips when it showed this before, but I wasn't sure because it did not make sense, but now it does. And they're both yelling at each other. I'm pretty sure this is the same outfit she's wearing when she says, for you to die, when he's like, what do you want? So I'm thinking Sandoval and Ariana film one scene together, this breakdown scene. So this scene, I know Sheena filmed at her house a scene with Sandoval, which she's like, oh, I hated having him in my home, but she wanted to get everything out there. And during this scene, Sandoval was like, it was more than once, because Sandoval's like, it happened a couple times, because Lala's like, I'm sure he's cheated with a lot of people, you know? But I think what he's admitting to here is that he has slept with Raquel more than once. That's what he's saying. Like, it was just a one-time thing at boys' night, and he's saying it was more than once. We slept together beach day too. We slept together during your wedding, Sheena, but I don't think I'm gonna admit that right now. But I think that's what he's confessing to. We see Schwartz telling Katie that he knew about this a month ago, which is not true. He is known much longer than that. He just lies all the time.
Getting turned up so fucking raw.
We see a scene of Raquel talking to Sandoval because from what we heard, they did film together and they kiss during their filming, which is so disgusting. How could you think this is gonna be okay? How could you do this for the camera? Like, Raquel is really a succubus. Like, she's that enticing that she made you kiss her during the scene. Like, you just thought she was so cute. Like, I don't know what would entice you to do that, because it makes you look like crap. But literally, they film a scene together. I've heard they kissed in the scene. I also heard that Sandoval does not think he looked good, and he wanted to come back and refilm the scene, and crew said, nope, that's what you get. So Raquel is saying, this turned out so much worse than I thought. This didn't work out the way we wanted. And it's like, what did you want to happen? You thought everyone was going to be like, awesome, you guys love each other. Like, you were such a dumb, fake person. Like, I thought it would be so much better. How could you think it was going to be better? You had a conversation with Ariana. She told you how shady this is. She told you how she would feel if this happened to her. You know how she's felt all summer. You know that she still is attracted to Sandoval. You know she wants to work things out with him. You probably know they get into therapy. Like, how did this turn out so much worse? Because you got caught? Because not what you're doing. Because you got caught? Because what you're doing is about the worst it can be. So how did you expect this to turn out? I'm wondering. Did you just think you would never get caught and they would break up nice and smoothly? Like, that's probably what you thought. But you're deceiving somebody and you're being a shitty ass person and you thought that was gonna turn out okay? Disgusting. And then we see Kristen coming in and she's like, how are we gonna do this? And it's so funny. We knew Kristen was refilming because Kristen cannot keep quiet about these sort of things. She reveals everything. So yeah, we knew Kristen was filming and I love that she's there, but it also kind of makes me feel bad because she was always banking on Sandoval cheating on Ariana, you know? So now that it happened, I can't help but think that, like, at least a little part of her goes back to crazy Kristen, you know? A little part of her is like, yes, it happened, you know? But hopefully she can put that aside and just be a supportive person, you know? God knows she did hate Sandoval and it's easy to do that, so she'll be great at it. So that's everything. Thank you so much for watching. Bye! We'll see what happens this finale. It is crazy. I wonder if Raquel and Sheena get to film a scene together, because I wonder if the temporary restraining order is going on at this point. Let me think. If this is 3 months later when they pick up filming, when they first find out, Sheena found out with Raquel because it was during the show and Raquel got the phone call from Ariana during the Watch What Happens Live stuff. So I believe the temporary restraining order is there. So I don't think Raquel and Sheena were able to film together. And I think this is the reason why she did the restraining order, because she didn't want to get asked all the questions. She didn't want to film the reunion and have to talk to Sheena, you know, and she didn't want to have to talk to her during the season. So I think she put the restraining order for both of those reasons. Like, after 30 days it went away conveniently during the reunion. It's like, you know what you were doing. You weren't in danger. 6 days later when you file it, when you haven't even had communication with her, you were afraid you were going to get hurt. You needed a restraining order immediately. You needed to waste the court system's time. No, you got it because filming had started up. You got it because the reunion was coming up and you didn't want to film with her. That's what makes sense to me. Okay, anyways, that's everything.